Hey y'all, it's the William Plays here, and welcome back to another World Conqueror 4 tutorial. For today's tutorial, I will be going over Operation SeaLion, aka Axis number 4. To start off though, I think that it's necessary that I show that I have achieved some tech upgrades since the last time I did a tutorial. With Mobility 3 for infantry, I have level 1 upgrades for all of the tank upgrades, and I have Attack 2 for artillery. I do want to point out, though, that these upgrades are not necessary at all. I completed this 3 stars without the upgrades, it's just that I kind of forgot to make the video, unfortunately, during that time. So yeah, all you need is the original mobility one and a gun one for infantry, and the original artillery one and traction one for your artillery units. The other upgrades are not necessary. But if you have done the Finland conquest already, then you may as well get them. So now let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. So to start off, what you want to do is put Mies onto the medium tank right here. Move the medium tank to where it is southeastern of the port. Next, you're going to move your destroyers to where they encircle the enemy destroyer. You want to move your motorized infantry to where it is in between the enemy's field artillery and the city. You want to move your tank south of that, and you want to move your armored vehicle south of your tank. Then you're going to move your howitzer up and attack the city. Next, what you want to do is attack using your destroyers, the enemy destroyer, then attack with Mies. Now, as you can see here, I got a double hit, but during this tutorial, I will not be using any double hits I get, so that way I can show that they're not necessary, in case you just don't have good luck. If you were to get a double hit, though, now, even if you don't get a double hit, you attack this field artillery right there using your tank, and then you attack the enemy, what's the word I'm looking for here? You attack the enemy boat using your motorized infantry. But if you did have a second attack with Mies, what you would do is attack the enemy field artillery with it. So yeah, that's all for this turn. I'm going to end our turn now. Now, as you can see, this field artillery dies anyways, 9 times out of 10. What you're going to do here is you encircle the enemy boat using your destroyers. You encircle the troop transport, there we go, using your destroyers. What you want to do now is attack it using your destroyers, and your destroyers will not completely destroy it. What you're going to do now is move your tank up to deal the final blow, your light tank. Then you move Mies into the water. What you do now is you send your infantry over here. This should work with the mobility that you already have, but if it doesn't, then you can also move them down here, I believe. That will also work. Now you move your motorized infantry, your armored vehicle up next to the city and attack the city using it. Now you move your howitzer to the side and you use your howitzer to attack the city as well. You don't attack the destroyer using Mies because you want to try and save health on him. Alright, next turn. During this turn, you want to move your destroyer up to here and your second destroyer up to here, to where they're kind of parallel the enemy destroyers. Then you move Mies to right here. You attack with this destroyer and you attack the enemy destroyer. Then you attack the enemy destroyer with Mies, who will finish it off. Then you attack the other enemy destroyer with your destroyer and move your troops into the water. You attack using your tank, and that might not always actually destroy the enemy destroyer. It really depends. You might have to attack with your armored vehicle, and even then it might not finish the job, but it will definitely die by the time turn 4 starts. And now you end your turn here. Alright, and what you're going to do now is move Mies to right here, south of the city. You move your 2 destroyers over here to attack the enemy submarine. Because if you don't destroy the submarine, then this submarine will join forces with this destroyer, or this cruiser right here, to try and take back the port. And you don't want that to happen. Alright, now what you're going to do, you move your motorized infantry over there. I think I forgot to do that last turn. You're supposed to do that last turn, my mistake. So you do that last turn, and you should be able to move it up to here this turn. So just keep that in mind. My mistake about the mistake. Next, what you're going to do is simply attack the enemy again with your howitzer, like that. And now you're going to end your turn. Okay, you send Mies onto land. You attack the enemy submarine and either destroy it or you almost destroy it. One of those two things will happen. You send your armored vehicle right here. You send your tank right here. And you would send your infantry right here if you moved it when you were supposed to. Now, the enemy infantry kill themselves on your howitzer, so you move the howitzer into the city, and then you attack their little fort that's right there. Next, you use Mies to attack this infantry, and if you were to get a double attack with Mies, you would attack this city right here. Alright, next turn. What you're doing this turn is you're sending Mies to the farm right there, to the money farm. You send your tank, your light tank underneath the city, and you send your armored vehicle, forgot the name, right there. I'm going to be sending my infantry to right here, but if you had sent them in the right spot, then you would move them up to there. Okay, now what you're going to do. Here, if you want, then you can go ahead and take out this right here. Though you don't have to, you could also attack the destroyer. Those are both valuable options. So you're going to attack with your light tank, and then you're going to attack with Mies. Now, obviously, since you have a double on Mies, you would attack the city again, but I'm not going to prove a point. Alright, next turn. As you can see, your allies are taking this port over here. You don't have to worry about that. So what you're going to do now is send that tank up to there and send your infantry to right there. You attack using Mies first. Since you have a double on Mies, you would attack again. But instead you're going to attack using your tank and attack using your infantry. And that should be enough to be able to move up to there. That's if... Well, you would be able to bring your infantry over a different way if you had them in the right area. But this works as well. So you're sending your howitzer over to land. You don't want to attack anything else now. If you were to have Mies and you had a double, then you would send him up to here to kill those two infantry. Now we're going to end our turn. We send our howitzer up to the south of the city. You want to send this tank here. Send Mies to right here. And then you would use him again to attack this infantry right here, but it's okay that we can't. You attack this infantry, and you need to hit it with one more attack, unfortunately. Usually that would kill him, but it didn't this time around. You hit him with one more attack, and that will demoralize all the troops by 2. Or not all the troops, but it will demoralize all the infantry by 2, which is something that is not needed, but appreciated. As you can see, it ended up killing itself. So now what we're going to do, send Mies to right here, attack this infantry. Send our light tank to right here, attack this infantry. Send our howitzer up here and attack that destroyer. And then we're going to build another light tank right here. That's it for this turn, and continue. Now we move our howitzer up to here. We can finish off that infantry. Move Mies to here. Move our light tank to there. Attack this tank. We did enough damage, so I'm going to attack it one more time to get rid of it. And just to make sure there's no more nuisances, you can attack that infantry right there. Now, of course, instead, you could just use Mies and your light tank to attack London, but I feel that it's better to not have as many nuisances around. So build your light tank. And that's it for this turn. Okay, you're going to send your howitzer up to here. You're going to surround London, which unfortunately does not demoralize it due to the fact that they have a broadcast tower, as you can see in the corner, which means that they do not face demoralization, unfortunately. Build another light tank. Okay. Continue onward. So you send your light tank to right here. Send this light tank to right here, so that way it does a little bit extra damage due to Mise's crowd tactics. Put your howitzer next to Mise, so that way it does extra damage, and then attack London with Mise. As you can see, their general is almost out of steam, and so is their city. What you're going to do now, London should almost be taken. Attack first with your howitzer, then attack with Mise. Now if you get a double strike with Mise, use it to attack London one more time, but of course I'm not doing that. Now I also want to give another little warning right here. That infantry that you saw here will sometimes come down and try to attack this city. Watch out for that. I would suggest looking down every turn. If that happens, then what you want to do is build a light infantry in the city, and you want to build a submarine in the port. That's just a tip, so that way you don't get conquered. Attack London using a simple fighter, and then paratroop in, and that's the game. Oh, except, no, it's not here. You can let your allies finish that on their own, but I figure I'll give them just a little bit of help here, since I have the extra cash. So, what will happen now, you end your turn, and your allies will take that. And that's the game. Operation SeaLion, 3 stars. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that it helped you on your road to Guderian. Thank you, and goodbye.